Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I need to say this. Yeah. Yes, you are permitted graciously. Huh? God be with you. Thank you. Now, one thing I must state clearly is that no one of us is perfect. Every one of us in our different homes, we have our ups and downs. No matter whoever and no matter what position you hold in life. Excuse me, please can we have one house? It is important for me to say this for the purposes of clarity and for the purposes of what we are doing. I don't want anything to be done to stain the memory and the reputation of my friend, distinguished leader, Admiral KANU. So let all of us bury the hatchet of whatever discomfiture, whatever disorganization, whatever offenses people must have committed against us. Let us bury the hatchet. Let us go in peace, and let my friend be buried in peace, and in a dignified manner. All other things later on, God will sort them out. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Another round of applause for Park Comrade Ayo Padoku. Yes, while the program was going on, one of our leaders, elder statesman, a father, grandfather, I'm talking of another person than Pa Ayo Adebanjo, came into the hall. A round of applause for him, sir. I also want to use this medium to recognize the presence of the representative of the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Solon-Olu, in person of the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Gbenga Omotosho. You are welcome, sir. I also want to recognize the presence of a two-time local government chairman in Lagos State, a member of NADECO, Comrade Ayodele Adewale. Okay. I also want to recognize Honorable Niyi Owolade. You are present here. Please, can you stand up for recognition, sir? Welcome, sir. As we go to the second round of tributes, I want to give the microphone to
Yes, sir.
You can remain seated, sir, because of his.
The lawyer doesn't sound talking. Mr. Chairman, shall we have silence, please? Mr. Chairman, the organizers of this event in honor of a great Nigerian, a man whose dignity and respect can be compared with only a few in this country, one of the very few Igbos that I trust. And I trust very few Igbos. I'm very happy I'm here. I'm very sad I'm here. The day I heard Admiral pass away, I didn't recover for the next 3 days or 4 days because it was a shock to me. One of those who hold the country together today, irrespective of ethnicity, is Admiral KANU. When ADECO was being formed, there was a meeting in the house of General ADMIRAL, and there was a lot of acrimony. The Igbos accusing the Yorubas of something, the Igbos saying the Yorubas are this. It was such a bitter acrimony at that night. I've never met KANU before that night. The young man just came in of short stature. He said, "What are you all talking about? Azikwe did this, Aulo did that. Is that the solution now? I don't want to hear anything about what Aulo did. I don't want to hear anything about Aulo and Azikwe did. What are we going to do to save this country?" That was how he won my admiration. And ever since, we grew not to be colleagues, but to be very, very personal friends. To the extent that when my son wanted to found a company looking for an Igbo, a northerner, to include in that company, I said, "Igbo, I don't know. Let me talk to General Admiral KANU." He was a member of that community, died. Just as I trust very few Igbos, of course, I don't trust any Fulani except 3. The 3 are Savdana, MD Yusuf, and General Absalam. Absalam, I understand, is not really a Fulani man. Yes. You'll be surprised when I say I trust Savdana. You may disagree with Savdana. You know where he's going. His word is his word. He says yes, yes. Not this President Fulani. Those who want to Fulanize the whole country, not knowing that the country is of different ethnicity. As Azikwe told Savdana, "Let us forget our differences." Savdana said, "No, let us understand our differences." That sharp man. Not that people are telling us today, unity of Nigeria is not negotiable, when they are doing the things to disintegrate Nigeria. The civil people, very few of them can be trusted. And that's why we are here today. Pado was talking of handshake of God to Nigeria. These are the people who made it possible. And when we are associated with the Igbos, some of my colleagues said, again, these Igbos, not all of them. When you remember people like KANU, Ukwe, and 1 or 2 others, you will know that those of us who believe in the country as a united country are still existing. We only have to be firm consistent, and courageous in the midst of all us. And when I remember KANU and others, I just feel, why am I living again? I shouldn't be paid tribute to KANU. KANU should be paid tribute to me. It's one of the reasons why I don't, but I struggle to come to show my regard and respect for him. Because during his funeral, COVID-19 prevented many of us to give him the honor of the last days. What am I going to remember? When it was tough to meet as opponents of Abacha, that was the man. When somebody drove us from his house, I don't want to mention his name, don't come here again. It was KANU, he said, come. And we were meeting there. And when the spokesman of Nadeco was being looked for, it was KANU who did him in his house. As a former military man, you see, when we are paying tribute to KANU, people should remember, not just any ordinary man, a British officer of high ranking to come and join in the struggle to redeem Nigeria relentlessly, courageously, and damning all the consequences. I remember I told me on an occasion when he attacked Abacha. Abacha said, well, why are you doing that? You have access to me. Unlike these days, say, pity you have lost KANU. Is the man of the moment now to fight this tyranny. Because the tyranny we have now is even worse than Abacha. Yes, it is true. You can tell Lai Mohammed that I've made it fake news. I'm ready for the arrest. No. Well, please. We are not campaigning. I'm only saying this because of you people who are young. They are harassing you now because, many of you say you are committed, but you can't suffer any infraction. Your wife, your brother, your sister said, don't let them treat you. After all, you are not the only man there. And you are the young men who encourage these tyrants. The moment they give you some food from the table, you go there. That is one good thing you have in your Wadoku. It's unfortunate that in this country, those who really serve and sacrifice, they are not rewarded. It's the sycophants, like the vice president, opening his wife's mind stupidly, foolishly, saying Buhari is the most popular and credible leader ever over Awolowo. It's a disgrace to his profession. It's a disgrace to the academia. It's a disgrace to Ikene. It's a disgrace to his illustrious family. And a shame to the Dudua land. That is Oshibaju. Saying that when we are still alive, all because you are having the clique of the table. Anyway, judgment will soon come. For him to have the boldness, where even younger people are living, When the whole world has condemned this man as the greatest disaster Nigeria has ever had, you now say he's the most credible, most popular. Is that so? No. All because what? They are deceiving him that he will be the president. And he's accepting that over his benefactor, Tinubu. He didn't come out and say, no, you can't be out. That is the man who made him. And so people say, oh yes, he's young, he's brilliant. You can't trust him. You can't trust any APC man. Because, no, I have my, of course, you know, all of them, I created them. Who are they? You know, anytime election is approaching, they will tell you, we believe in structuring. We believe in structuring. When Tinubu and Oshoba and Akode we are going to be elected, it is Sovereign National Conference. Sovereign National Conference. When they get to the office, no. When the election is coming, the manifesto of the APC is structuring, number one. When the election is over and we want to talk about it, no, the structuring is not our priority. Those are the people we are going to vote for next. If there is any election in 2023, I'm only telling you that. It is an occasion like this that I think people should remind you of the past and how honorable a man like KANU is. It's a rare gem. When we went out through all the stipulations in this country, he stood firm against his own convenience. Is the wife here?
Yes.
Oh, Mrs. KANU. God will continue to be with you. I remember all the past whenever we hold meeting, the dishes you give us. God bless you. God bless you. God bless. All your children will surpass your husband by the grace of God. Amen. Those are the people. She gave ADMIRAL KANU the support that the nationalists needed, and that is why I know how difficult I found it to be here. I just must be here because COVID-19 now. I don't know why COVID-19 should leave 93-year-old man and take away KANU. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank all of you for coming. I thank you for coming, for doing this honor to this great man. For this honor who doesn't care for publicity. When it was difficult for people to be meeting against Abacha, he was hosting us, defying all the conveniences. I thank the organizer. I thank you for organizing this thing with the tenacity with which you put into it, reminding us everyone, every day, every night. And with that alone, I said, we shouldn't leave Okpadogu to this thing. Even if I have no money to contribute, at least I can still work there to say, I honor KANU. May his soul rest in peace. Yeah.
Wow. àtòhun tó yẹ wọ́n ọmọ Oòduà dìde dìde fẹ̀tọ́ rẹ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo adúláwọ̀.
Thank you very much. I now hand over the microphone to the widow of our late leader and father. I'm talking of another person than Chief Mrs. Gladys NDUBUISI KANU. A round of applause for her, please.
I want to thank you all. Chief Ayo Akpadokun, Chief Adebayo, Chief Fred Agbayegbe, Dr. Akimba. These were the lot that used to come to our house for meetings, and I used to entertain them over the years, several decades. I met Chief Ayo Akpadokun in our house in 1993 when himself and my husband were going into hiding, being pursued by Abacha. Sometimes I would not see them for about 2 weeks, then they will resurface suddenly. Yes. Yes. At that time, Abacha came to our home, sent people to our home to search our house. They searched our house, seized ADMIRAL's service pistol. That was in 1994. They said we were now going to Ovim. We got to Ovim, they found nothing. Then we came back, they wanted to keep him in the cell. That was at Camp Salem House in Moloney Street. And I said, no, you cannot take him. I said, I'm a chartered accountant since 1974. I'm a lawyer that has studied law. I was teaching law at the university. I can draft an agreement and sign, given my personal recognition to release him. And that's what they did. We prepared an agreement and I signed, and I gave personal recognition to release him. So I took him from that day. He didn't sleep in the cell. He was one of those that never slept in the cell because of me. I was serious about it. So the struggle began then, as far back as 1993. After, I think, Babangida stepped aside. Then it continued. Several meetings were held. Sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly. And my husband will call me, darling, have you finished with all your work? Can you arrange for food for 20? I was always ready to arrange for food for 20. There was always a buffet with amala and ewedu, with eforiro and amala ishu, obegure ati amala ishu. Yes. Yes. Obeyila ati amalafu. Yes. So Ayo became my husband's best friend because they shared a lot of things in common. My husband will help so many people to get businesses and contracts, including the daughter that spoke here. She married a lecturer that was married to Chubo Kadibo's sister. That lecturer was married with 2 sons. She took over that marriage, and the man left the marriage because of Admiral KANU to follow her to Lagos. So he helped so many people. But I felt bad sitting down here, listening to the daughter calling him a polygamist. My husband was a pastor before he passed on. He wasn't a polygamist. He had only me as his wife for 31 years. He divorced that woman that spoke here. He divorced the mother in 1994 due to due to adultery. No. Okay. So, to call Admiral a polygamist in death is very bad. Very, very bad. He has continuously appeared to me. He has continuously appeared to me, telling me that what the children are doing is abomination. Go sit down. Sit down. So, as I was saying, Admiral KANU, go and sit down, Samantha. Admiral KANU was a pastor before he passed on. So the daughter cannot come here to portray him as a polygamist. Members of NADECO knew I was the only wife. Okay, so I'm humbled by your overwhelming outpouring of love, respect, support, and prayers. Your presence here is huge and highly appreciated. I pray that God Almighty showers you.
I just want to talk. Hello, please. Silence, please.
I'm humbled by your overwhelming outpouring of love, respect, support, and prayers for my husband, Admiral KANU. Your presence is huge and highly appreciated. I pray that God Almighty showers you with more blessings and grants you journey mercies back to your homes. Thank you very much. My husband was born on November 3rd, 1943 at Ovim, Abia State. He had a brother, the late Chief Okechi KANU. Both of them went through virtuous parents, tutelage, and care, and they emerged valuable men. Yes, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it short. Don't worry. Okay. No, I've done them already. But I don't want men controlling me like this. My husband isn't controlling me like this. I have to say again that I want to thank everybody for honoring my husband and our father and our grandfather. Yes. I want to apologize on behalf of Audrey KANU. The speech she made here portraying my husband as a polygamist. He was never a polygamist. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Great Nigerian people. Great Nigerian people. Great Nigerian people. Can you listen to me for like well, thank you. We've done well for ourselves. Great Nigerian people. We are rounding up. We're about to go now. In fact, madam, you know, some of us were saying that we knew Admiral, but unfortunately, his older colleagues were closer to him than some of us, and we are trying to learn. We are trying to learn some of his ways. So I want to sincerely appreciate you all I want to sincerely appreciate you all for coming. In fact, we would have loved to take as many tributes as possible. In fact, there is a man here who said Admiral KANU was his commander and he fought for the Esther Code, and he would like to appreciate him here today. But of course, all of us here want to say one thing or the other about him, but time will not permit us. So we appreciate our leaders and elders, for still finding it expedient to pay this tribute to one of their colleagues. Then our honorable commissioner, sir, he decided to stay very far away, but I promise that we'll bring him here, here representing our amiable governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. So we are very grateful, sir, for your support and the way you are managing the image of Lagos State. May God continue to strengthen you. We thank the Afenifere group. Afenifere Oduagbewa. So we thank you for keeping the flag flying, and I pray that God will continue to strengthen you. All members of ASNAT here present, we appreciate you all. And we, at the ASNAT, at the Informal Sector Workers Associations, there are about 10 or 11 of them here representing the association. So we thank you all for coming. And we know that whenever we call upon you, you will be here. Honorable Niyi Ewolade, coming straight from the UK, he said whatever it is, he will ensure his presence here. So you are most appreciated, sir. Our comrades and colleagues, I won't be able to mention you one after the other, but as they've been said, this is just the beginning of another process. Like I said earlier, Nigeria of today is worse than what it was in 1994 when NADECO was formed. So we have to pull together. 2023 is coming. The constitution remain unchanged, and unfortunately change is change in Nigeria today. So you are most welcome. Reverend, thank you once again for coming. You are most welcome. So thank you all for coming. Prayer. Second, I think let us because let us take the second stanza of the national anthem as the closing prayer. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know. In love and honesty to go, and living just and true. Great lofty height attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Abashu. Thank you.
African soldier.